What if I told you the world's richest man was just dragged out of a courtroom on live TV, by order of the Chief Justice of the United States? That's not a movie plot. That's exactly what happened to Elon Musk, the man behind Tesla, SpaceX, and X, when Judge John Roberts shouted the words, "Get him in jail now." In a matter of seconds, Musk went from tech titan to courtroom detainee. Stocks crashed, news outlets went into meltdown, and the internet? It's on fire with conspiracy theories, secret files, and a whistleblower that could ruin him. What did Elon do? What secrets is he hiding? And is this the beginning of the end? Elon, you're done. Judge explodes on live TV. Get him in jail, now. Those shocking words, echoed across every major news outlet, came straight from Chief Justice John Roberts, pointing directly at Elon Musk, the world's most polarizing tech billionaire. This courtroom moment, broadcast live, has stunned the world. No one expected that in a matter of minutes, Elon Musk would go from a confident business mogul to being escorted out of court by a stern police officer, with the judge's voice booming in the background. But what led to this intense courtroom clash? Why was Elon Musk at the center of such legal chaos? And did the judge really order him behind bars? Balance Scale Section 1, the legal storm brewing behind the scenes. This courtroom explosion didn't just happen overnight. The truth is, the tension between Elon Musk and federal regulators had been building for months, and barely anyone knew how deep it went. Behind the scenes, a quiet but serious investigation was underway. It all started with unusual activity in the financial filings of some of Musk's biggest companies, Tesla, SpaceX, and his AI venture linked to XAI. According to reports, regulatory watchdogs at the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, and the Department of Justice had flagged inconsistencies. Specifically, they suspected misleading financial disclosures, unauthorized use of AI data, and potential insider manipulation in company stock behavior. At first, it seemed routine, just another high-profile entrepreneur clashing with bureaucracy. But then, things escalated. The turning point came when a former high-ranking employee at one of Musk's companies came forward as a whistleblower. According to leaked sources, this individual provided over 200 pages of internal emails, chat logs, and financial spreadsheets. These documents allegedly showed discussions about hiding losses, rerouting funds, and suppressing critical AI safety research findings that could have negatively impacted investors' trust. One of the most shocking claims? That Musk personally gave the go-ahead to adjust the presentation of company risk factors in official reports, an act that, if proven, is a major federal offense. Once these documents landed on the desks of DOJ prosecutors and a select committee in the Senate, there was no turning back. Legal experts were reportedly stunned by the volume and specificity of the evidence. The heat was on, and it was only a matter of time before it became public. Meanwhile, Elon Musk stayed mostly silent. He tweeted cryptic messages about freedom of innovation and the war against truth, but avoided direct commentary. Still, analysts noticed he had begun liquidating portions of his personal stock holdings, moving funds offshore, and restructuring certain divisions of his businesses. It all looked suspicious. And that's when the court made its move. An emergency hearing was scheduled under tight security. Musk was officially summoned, not as a defendant at first, but as a critical witness and decision-maker in the case. Many believed he'd simply testify and walk away. But insiders knew better. According to courtroom leaks, Chief Justice John Roberts had personally reviewed the whistleblower documents. Sources say Roberts was furious at the level of alleged deception and was determined to send a message: not even the most powerful tech billionaire is above the law. So, by the time Musk entered the courtroom, dressed in a crisp black suit with his legal team flanking him, the storm had already begun. The cameras were rolling. The evidence was stacked high. And the judge? He was ready. What happened next would shock the world. The day it all exploded, inside the courtroom. May 30, 2025. A date now etched into internet history. What started as a high-stakes legal hearing quickly turned into one of the most dramatic live courtroom moments ever broadcast. By early morning, dozens of news outlets had already set up outside the federal courthouse in Washington, D.C. Helicopters hovered above. Reporters crowded the steps. Something big was about to happen, they just didn't know how big. At exactly 9:32 a.m., Elon Musk arrived. Wearing a sharp black suit, white shirt, and a tightly knotted black tie, Musk stepped out of a black SUV, flanked by 2 lawyers and a security team. His face was composed, but viewers online noted he looked tense, blinking rapidly and avoiding eye contact with the cameras. Still, most people assumed it would be a formal hearing, long, legal, and forgettable. They were wrong. The courtroom was packed, media in the back, legal observers in the gallery, and Musk at the front defense table. At the bench sat none other than Chief Justice John Roberts, presiding over this emergency hearing due to the unprecedented nature of the whistleblower's evidence. The proceedings began quietly. Roberts spoke calmly, introducing the charges Musk might be facing: misleading investors, withholding critical data from regulators, and potential fraud in AI development practices. Musk sat still, glancing briefly at his attorneys as the list grew longer. But the atmosphere shifted quickly. As a government attorney began reading excerpts from internal company emails, one line stood out. "We can't let investors see this. It'll tank the entire quarter." That sentence, allegedly written by a senior executive at one of Musk's firms, was followed by another. "Elon said we bury it. Priority 1. Gasps were heard in the courtroom. Cameras zoomed in. Musk's face tightened. Then, Elon Musk broke his silence. He stood up, trying to explain. "These are out of context," he said sharply. "We're building the future, not playing politics." But Justice Roberts wasn't having it. The judge leaned forward, his voice rising with each word. "Mr. Musk, do you think your version of the future is exempt from truth? Do you believe you're untouchable?" Musk, visibly frustrated, replied, "No, Your Honor. But I'm not the villain here." And then came the moment no one saw coming. Chief Justice John Roberts slammed his hand on the bench, stood up, and pointed directly at Musk. "You've disrespected this court, this country, and the law. Get him in jail, now." The courtroom went silent. You could hear people holding their breath. A uniformed officer moved in immediately, placing a firm hand on Musk's arm. Musk looked stunned, his lips slightly parted, eyes darting around the room. It was real. The world was watching it unfold live. As Musk was escorted toward the side exit, cameras followed every step. People in the gallery murmured. The judge sat back down, visibly shaking his head. And with that, the trial of Elon Musk took a historic turn, not with a verdict, but with a viral moment that would shake the tech world to its core. Fallout, stocks plunge, internet explodes, and theories fly. Within minutes of Elon Musk being escorted out of the courtroom, the ripple effect went global. The image of him being pulled away by an officer had already gone viral. Screenshots, slowed-down replays, and reaction videos flooded social media. But the real chaos started behind the scenes, on Wall Street. Tesla's stock nosedived by nearly 12% within the first hour. SpaceX, though not publicly traded, saw major investors start pulling future funding commitments. X, formerly Twitter, was hit the hardest. Users began leaving in waves, advertisers froze campaigns, and rumors started swirling about bankruptcy concerns. One analyst on Bloomberg Live even said, "This isn't just a PR crisis. This is a systemic blow to the Musk brand." Investors are spooked, and rightfully so. It didn't take long for other billionaires to respond. Jeff Bezos posted a subtle tweet that simply read, "Integrity always matters." Some took it as a jab. Others called it justice. Meanwhile, the internet became a digital battlefield. YouTube exploded with live streams, emergency news panels, and content creators dissecting every frame of the footage. Twitter users split into camps, some defending Musk as a victim of a deep state takedown, while others cheered the judge for finally holding him accountable. The top trending hashtags worldwide. Hashtag Elon arrested. Hashtag Roberts vs. Musk. Hashtag justice served. Hashtag Tech Titan falls. Reddit threads popped up by the minute. In r/conspiracy, wild theories took root. One post claimed Musk was about to launch a project that threatened shadow governments, and this was a move to silence him. Another claimed Musk's AI had uncovered government secrets, and the courtroom drama was just a cover-up. But not all the buzz was wild speculation. Many experts weighed in on the legal implications. A former U.S. attorney posted a breakdown of the judge's authority. While it's rare, a judge can detain someone on the spot for contempt of court, especially if they believe that person is manipulating or obstructing justice in real time. Podcasts scrambled to push emergency episodes. TikTokers began reenacting the courtroom scene, complete with dramatic voiceovers of "Get him in jail" echoing like it was pulled from a Netflix series. Even celebrities chimed in. Rapper Meek Mill tweeted, "Musk getting locked in court on live? This world is a movie." And perhaps most notably, Musk's own platform, X, became a war zone. His supporters flooded it with calls for freedom of speech and warnings of tech suppression, while critics flooded his older tweets with ironic replies like, "Free speech doesn't mean free from the law, Elon." Behind the scenes, Elon's team raced to do damage control. His PR reps pushed out a short statement claiming the judge overstepped boundaries, and that Musk would respond legally and publicly in due time. But it was too late. The image had already formed in the public's mind: the world's most daring billionaire, dragged out of court by force, mid-trial, in front of millions. And people couldn't look away. What happens next? Elon's future and the bigger picture. The question on everyone's mind: what now for Elon Musk? As of the following morning, Musk had been released from detainment, but not without a strict court order. Chief Justice John Roberts made it clear, Musk would be subject to 24/7 federal monitoring, his travel was restricted to the state of California, and he would be required to appear at every single legal proceeding related to the whistleblower case. But legal experts warn, this is just the beginning. According to insiders from the Department of Justice, Musk could face multiple felony charges, including fraudulent misrepresentation to investors, obstruction of justice, ethical violations in AI development, potential tampering with whistleblower evidence. If even one of those sticks, Elon could be looking at up to 20 years in prison. Yes, the same man who founded Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and revolutionized private space travel might soon be fighting to avoid a jail sentence. His companies? They're in crisis mode. Board members at Tesla have reportedly called an emergency meeting to consider removing Musk as CEO to protect shareholders. SpaceX is delaying launches pending leadership reviews. X, formerly Twitter, is bleeding users, and some big-name advertisers are permanently cutting ties. Even Neuralink, Musk's mind-machine interface startup, is now under ethical review for rushing medical trials. Federal bioethics panels are re-evaluating their permits. The dominoes are falling, one by one. But here's where the story takes an unexpected twist. Musk, true to form, isn't going quiet. Less than 12 hours after his courtroom detainment, Musk posted a cryptic video from his home, titled, "They Fear Innovation. They fear us." In the 1-minute clip, he says, "They don't want humanity to think bigger. This isn't about law. It's about control." The video immediately went viral. Supporters hailed it as defiance, critics slammed it as dangerous misinformation. But the message was clear: Elon Musk believes he's at war with the system. And he's not backing down. Meanwhile, Judge Roberts has now scheduled a full evidentiary hearing to begin in 2 weeks. That's where the whistleblower will testify publicly, and if the rumors are true, Musk's private messages, internal AI safety reports, and secret financial memos will all be made available to the public. In the bigger picture, this case is more than just one billionaire on trial. It's about power, accountability, and the unchecked growth of tech empires. People are now asking, can one man really hold this much influence over transportation, social media, satellites, and artificial intelligence? Politicians on both sides of the aisle are already proposing new tech regulation bills. There's talk of creating a tech oversight court, specifically to handle cases involving billion-dollar startups and AI ethics. So yes, Elon Musk may have walked out of court, for now, but he's stepping into a firestorm of historic proportions. Will he be taken down completely? Or will he turn the tide and come back stronger? One thing's for sure. This is far from over.